Rome ruled the known world, yet behind marble walls, something stranger was happening. The empire's most powerful families were choosing not to have children. Senators panicked, emperors legislated, nothing changed. The bloodlines that built Rome's aristocracy were vanishing within a few short generations, almost by choice. Historians once blamed disease, war, even poison for the silence in the nursery. But the truth lived inside the Roman mind itself, a psychological collapse so familiar you may recognize it in yourself today. If success can quietly destroy a family's future, you're about to understand Rome's strangest secret. This is the story of an empire so wealthy, so comfortable, its own elite simply stopped wanting children of their own. Before going deeper into this forgotten collapse, subscribe, comment below, and hit like, because what destroyed Rome's elite might already be happening to us. 23 centuries ago, Rome's first emperor stood before the Senate with a problem no army could solve. Augustus, ruler of the most powerful civilization on earth, was terrified, not of rebellion, but of empty cradles. The Roman aristocracy, the very class that built the empire's laws, temples, and legions, was failing to reproduce itself. Patrician families that once filled grand villas with children now sat in silence, their bloodlines thinning year after year. Augustus responded with something unprecedented. He made childlessness illegal among Rome's ruling class. The Lex Papia Poppaea taxed bachelors, punished the childless, and rewarded mothers of 3 or more children with public honors. On paper, it looked like simple population policy. In practice, it revealed something far darker. Rome's elite weren't infertile. They were refusing, quietly, deliberately, almost in protest. No plague had touched them. No famine threatened their tables. Yet generation after generation, fewer heirs were born. To understand why, we have to step inside a mind shaped by wealth, status, and a fear no sword could ever cut. The first clue lay not in biology, but in inheritance law. And the math terrified Rome's wealthiest families. Roman estates were meant to be divided among all surviving children, splitting fortunes that had taken generations to build. One heir kept a dynasty intact. 3 heirs could dissolve it within a single lifetime. So the elite made a calculation few admitted aloud. Fewer children meant more power for the ones who survived. Then came a second, darker reveal. Childbirth itself had become a death sentence for elite women. Roman medicine, despite its bridges and aqueducts, could do almost nothing for a difficult labor. Wealthy wives who survived one pregnancy often refused a second, terrified of dying the way their mothers or sisters had. Historians later found something even stranger. Many powerful Romans preferred adopted heirs over biological sons. Adoption let a father choose loyalty, ambition, and bloodline politics, without the danger, cost, or unpredictability of raising his own child. Augustus himself adopted his successor rather than risk his empire on biology, and that decision would haunt Rome for centuries. Beneath the laws and the medicine, something more disturbing was unfolding inside the Roman mind. Wealth had given the elite something previous generations never had: choice. And choice, historians now believe, became its own kind of trap. The cult of personal pleasure, fueled by Greek philosophy, taught Romans that a tranquil, unburdened life mattered more than duty to bloodline. Children, once a symbol of honor, started looking like risk. Financial, physical, and political. A son could inherit your fortune. He could also inherit your enemies and use them against you. Roman politics was so brutal that raising an heir sometimes meant raising your own future assassin. Some elite parents quietly admitted they feared their children more than they loved them. Meanwhile, elite women, newly wealthy through dowries and inheritance, discovered a freedom no empire had offered them before: the freedom to say no. That single, quiet refusal would soon collide with an emperor's desperate attempt to control it. Augustus's laws were supposed to fix everything. Instead, they revealed how clever desperation can be. Senators found loopholes almost immediately, betrothing infant daughters, faking marriages, divorcing, and remarrying purely on paper. Some men kept a rotating cast of wives just long enough to dodge the bachelor tax, never intending to raise a single child. Even Augustus's own household became proof of the crisis. His daughter Julia was exiled. His chosen heirs died young, one after another. The man trying to force fertility on an empire couldn't even guarantee his own bloodline's survival. Within a few generations, the ancient patrician families that had ruled Rome for centuries began disappearing from the historical record entirely. To keep the Senate functioning, emperors were forced to recruit outsiders, provincials, soldiers, self-made men who had never touched real power before. The empire didn't collapse because barbarians broke down its gates. Its original ruling class simply stopped reproducing itself into existence. And here is the detail that should unsettle you. The psychological pattern behind it, status anxiety, comfort, fear of risk, is the exact pattern researchers see in declining birth rates among today's wealthiest, most educated societies. Rome didn't vanish in a single catastrophic night. It thinned out quietly, one empty nursery at a time, and the world barely noticed until it was already gone. In the end, Rome's elite weren't destroyed by an enemy, a plague, or a single catastrophic decision. They were undone by comfort itself, by a quiet, rational fear of risk that no emperor's law could ever legislate away, no matter how harsh the punishment. Today, across the wealthiest nations on Earth, birth rates are falling in eerily similar patterns, driven by the same anxieties Roman senators once whispered about in private. Maybe history's greatest empires don't fall to invasion. Maybe they simply stop choosing to continue, one quiet decision, one empty nursery at a time, until nothing remains but silence. There is a strange irony hidden inside that silence. The very instincts that protect a family's status, caution, comfort, the careful avoidance of risk, were the same instincts that slowly erased that family from history altogether. Modern psychologists give this pattern new names: status anxiety, opportunity cost, the fear of falling behind. But strip away the language, and it is the same calculation a Roman senator once made by candlelight, 2,000 years before the words existed to describe it. No historian ever recorded the single moment Rome's elite made this choice, because there was no single moment. There were millions of private decisions made quietly behind closed doors, each one feeling perfectly reasonable on its own. That raises an uncomfortable question worth sitting with. What does a civilization actually look like while it is quietly disappearing? And if we were doing it right now, would we even recognize the signs in ourselves? Maybe history doesn't always end in fire. Sometimes it ends in comfort, and the silence left behind becomes the only monument anyone bothers to build.